Hello there, this is the Live Action Man. Today I bring you the top 15 isometric RPGs you absolutely need to play. So stick around, because by the end of this video you might just discover your next obsession. If you stay to the end of this video, I will donate some of the pubic hair from my grandma's balls. That's right, so let's get to it. Let's start with a true masterpiece, one that took decades to get it right, Baldur's Gate 3. From the minds of Larian Studios, this game is a love letter to everything we cherish about traditional CRPGs and the Dungeons & Dragons universe. Imagine this, you create a unique character with a deep backstory, choose from numerous races and classes, and dive deep into a world where every decision truly matters. The story is built on rich layers of politics, betrayal, and personal struggles, and it's all set in the iconic Baldur's Gate universe. But the real magic happens in the freedom it gives you. You can play as a high-minded hero, a ruthless villain, or anything in between. Each action you take changes the world around you in profound ways, whether it's saving a village from destruction or letting it burn. The combat, it's turn-based, tactical, and satisfying. Every battle feels like a puzzle. Where positioning, abilities, and timing all matter. Add to the fact that the game's story is co-written by some of the best RPG writers in the industry, and you've got a game that's nothing short of epic. If you ever dreamed of entering through a dark, gothic world filled with demons, loot, and endless dungeons, then Diablo 4 is your ticket to chaos. The latest installment of Blizzard's iconic Diablo franchise takes everything you love about the action RPGs and cranks it up to 11. The story centers around the return of the demon Lilith, and the chaos she brings as she attempts to take over the world of Sanctuary. You journey through eerie landscapes, dark forests, and haunted towns. Very, very spooky. And labyrinthine caves filled with fiendish enemies. But Diablo 4 isn't just about the story. Though it's brilliantly told, it's about the thrill of combat. Whether you're tearing through enemies with a barbarian's brute force, raining down elemental destruction as a sorceress, or summoning the undead with a necromancer, each class offers a unique experience. The loot is endless, the dungeons are procedurally generated, and the bosses, they will make you sweat through your anus. Plus, the online world is persistent, meaning you can encounter other players as you explore and even team up for world events. If you're a fan of loot-driven progression and dark fantasy, Diablo 4 is a must. Next we have Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. If you're a fan of deep, story-driven RPGs with high-stakes decision-making, boy, this is the game you've been waiting for. Set in the world of Golarion, Wrath of the Righteous takes a place in land besieged by demons, where you can become the leader of an army tasked with saving the world, or plunging it further into chaos. The choices you make throughout the game aren't just about the moral good versus evil dilemma, they shape the fate of entire armies and nations. One of the most impressive features of this game is the mythic path system, where you can ascend to godlike powers and choose a path that reflects your character's choices, whether it's becoming a demon, an angel, or something entirely different. The tactical turn-based combat is complex, offering a wealth of options in how you approach your every encounter. Plus, the game's writing is exceptional, blending humor, tragedy, and deep philosophical questions into a narrative that will keep you hooked from the start to finish. Divinity Original Sin 2 is a game that will change the way you think about CRPGs. The world is a masterpiece of environmental storytelling, and the combat is a blend of tactical brilliance and creative freedom. You're not just fighting to survive, you're fighting to uncover hidden truths, explore rich lore, and interact with the vibrant world around you. The game's story centers on a group of swords users, magicians who wield dangerous forbidden powers, and their journey to a mysterious island filled with secrets. What makes Divinity Original Sin 2 so special is its sense of freedom. Whether you're solving puzzles, battling monsters, or talking your way out of a confrontation, you have complete control over how the story unfolds. The tactical turn-based combat allows for strategic depth, with elemental interactions and devastating combos. Want to set the ground on fire? Done. Want to create a cloud of poison and electrify it? You go for it. Add to that a world where every NPC can be talked to, killed, or befriended, and you've got one of the best RPGs of all time. In Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, you sail the high seas, form alliances with different factions, and make decisions that will affect not just your party, but the entire world. The story picks up where its predecessors left off, as you take control of your ship and navigate the turbulent waters of the Deadfire Archipelago, a place where gods walk among mortals, and powerful ancient forces are at play. The game's setting is rich with history and lore, and as you explore, you encounter everything from pyre factions to ancient ruins, all while uncovering the secrets of the gods. Combat is real-time with pause, giving you the flexibility to control your party and issue commands while time stands still. The character progression is vast, with numerous subclasses, skills, and equipment choices to experiment with. But it's the narrative that truly shines in Deadfire. Whether you're engaged in diplomatic negotiations or fighting a god's wrath, every decision feels impactful. Sometimes the best RPGs are the ones that don't rely on combat at all. Disco Elysium is one of those. It takes place in a gritty, broken-down city where you play as a detective with a hangover, a fractured mind, and no memory of the crimes you're supposed to solve. The twist? You're solving a mystery, not just about murder, but about your own existence. The game is a masterclass in writing, dialogue, and player choice. Instead of combat, Disco Elysium revolves around skill checks, conversations, and choices that shape your character's psyche. Do you lean into your moral compass or embrace a life of debauchery? The game doesn't just challenge your intellect, it challenges your very nature. Each choice is a reflection of who you are or who you might become. It's not about defeating enemies, it's about discovering who you really are. In ARCANUM of Steamworks and Magic Obscura, you enter a world where magic and technology collide. Set in a steampunk-inspired universe, the game presents a world on the brink of an industrial revolution, where science and sorcery are at odds. The beauty of ARCANUM lies in its approach to choice and consequences. Your character's actions, beliefs, and abilities shape the world around you in profound ways, and the game is full of branching paths, hidden secrets, and rich storytelling. One of the game's standout features is the morality system, where you can choose to embrace magic, technology, or try to find a balance between the two. The story explores themes of progress, change, and the dangers of unchecked power. If you love steampunk, setting in a deep and branching narratives, ARCANUM will captivate you. Set in a post-apocalyptic world where the Earth has been ravaged by nuclear war, Wasteland 3 thrusts you into a desperate fight for survival. You play as a group of desert rangers, tasked with bringing order to the frozen wastelands of Colorado. The game's branching narrative is full of tough moral choices, where every decision has consequences that ripple through the world. Whether you choose to align with factions, betray allies, or carve your own path, Wasteland 3 offers a rich tapestry of outcomes. Combat is strategic and tactical, with a turn-based system that lets you plan every move. But it's the story, filled with dark humor, deep political intrigue, and unexpected twists, that will keep you glued to your screen. Wasteland 3 isn't just about survival, it's about navigating a mortally gray world where nothing is as it seems. And with co-op play, you can experience it with a friend, while you make out on the couch, making the consequences of your actions feel even more impactful. This game isn't just an RPG, it's a reflection of the choices we make in a broken world. For those who crave the icy winds of the Forgotten Realms, Icewind Dale is your ticket to a frozen adventure. Set in the harsh, unforgiving landscape of Icewind Dale, this game offers a more dungeon-crawling experience than most RPGs. With a focus on combat, exploration, and party dynamics, you guide a group of adventurers. Through snowy landscapes, underground caverns, and ruins, all while fighting off vicious enemies, vicious monsters, and solving ancient puzzles. Unlike Baldur's Gate or Planescape Torment, Icewind Dale puts more emphasis on tactical combat, where positioning and team composition are key. The game's pacing is fast, with battles that will keep you on your toes, while the world is rich with lore and history. If you're a fan of Dungeons & Dragons and enjoy a more combat-heavy RPG, Icewind Dale will scratch that itch for you. A different take on the isometric RPG genre, Hades blend roguelike mechanics with fast-paced, visceral combat. You play as Zagreus, the son of Hades, attempting to escape the underworld to reach Mount Olympus. Each run through the game is unique, with randomly generated levels, enemies, and power-ups that keep the gameplay fresh. But what sets Hades apart is its masterful blend of storytelling and gameplay. As you fight your way through hordes of enemies, you'll encounter gods and mythical creatures, each with their own personalities and motivations. The narrative unfolds over time, with new story beats and character interactions revealing themselves with every escape attempt. What makes Hades so compelling is how he makes you care about Zagreus' journey and the gods around him. Every death feels like a step closer to the truth, and you want to keep playing just to see where the story goes next. Grim Dawn is a dark, grim world where apocalyptic horror meets fast-paced action RPG play. Fast-paced action RPG gameplay, set in a land ravaged by war, corruption, and ancient evil. Grim Dawn offers a rich, atmospheric experience with a deep character-building system. The game's world is gritty and filled with strange creatures, terrifying monsters, and deadly factions, all fighting for control over this dying world. What sets Grim Dawn apart is its dual-class system, allowing you to mix and match different classes for unique builds. When to play as a spell-slinging mage who uses the power of fire and lightning, oh boy, or a hard-hitting warrior with the ability to summon dark spirits, the possibilities are endless. The combat is fast-paced and satisfying, with tons of loot to collect, enemies to fight, and areas to explore. Grim Dawn doesn't hold your hand. It lets you dive into its bleak world and challenges you every step of the way. For fans of ancient mythology, Titan Quest offers a thrilling action-packed journey through some of the world's most iconic mythological settings. Set in ancient Greece, Egypt, and the Far East, this game lets you find your way through iconic mythological creatures like minotaurs, cyclops, and Egyptian gods. The game's combat is a mix of fast-paced, hack-and-slash action and deep character customization, as you create your hero and equip them with a variety of powerful skills and loot. What makes Titan Quest stand out is its focus on historical mythologies. You traverse famous landscapes like the Egyptian deserts and the jungles of China, battling through legendary creatures and ancient deities. The game also features an expansive skill tree, allowing for countless class combinations and playstyles. If you ever wanted to step into the shoes of a hero in Greek or Norse mythology, this game delivers in spades. In stark contrast to some of the more serious entries on this list, Torchlight 2 is a colorful, vibrant action RPG that is as addictive as it is fun. Developed by Runic Games, Torchlight 2 builds on the success of its predecessor, delivering an experience that's lighthearted yet full of depth. The game's story revolves around a quest to stop the evil alchemist from corrupting the world with dark magic. But it's the combat, loot, and sense of exploration that truly makes the game shine. Whether you're playing solo or in co-op, Torchlight 2 offers a fast-paced, loot-driven experience that will keep you grinding for hours. The game features multiple classes, each with its own unique playstyle. From the gun-wielding outlander to the powerful engineer who commands mechanical creations, the colorful, stylized visuals are paired with excellent voice acting and a fun narrative. If you love loot hunting and action-packed combat, Torchlight 2 will keep you coming back for more. The Banner Saga is an epic, Viking-inspired series that combines deep storytelling with tactical combat. The game's story is set in a world that's slowly dying, where the gods are fading and the last remnants of civilization are fighting to survive. You control a group of heroes traveling through a dangerous landscape, making tough decisions that will affect not just their fate, but the fate of the entire clan, The Banner Saga games are known for their gorgeous, hand-drawn art style and deep narrative choices. Every decision you make in the game has a ripple effect, whether it's deciding who to trust, how to distribute resources, or whether to sacrifice a character for the greater good. The combat is turn-based, with a focus on strategy and positioning, and the story is deeply emotional. If you love games that combine tactical combat with tough moral choices, The Banner Saga is one of the most unique and rewarding RPG experiences. And finally, Planescape Torment, the game that asks the question, what can change the nature of a man? This is the game that transcends typical RPG tropes, focusing more on story, dialogue, and philosophical themes than on combat. Set in the bizarre and surreal Planescape multiverse, you play as the Nameless One, an immortal being who has lost his memory and is searching for the truth about his past. Planescape Torment is often regarded as one of the best written RPGs of all time, and for good reason. The game's narrative is complex, philosophical, and deeply engaging. It's not just about fighting monsters and leveling leveling up. It's about uncovering the truth of who you are and how your past choices have shaped the person you've become. The world itself is rich and strange, filled with oddities and strange characters who each have their own story to tell. If you're looking for a game that challenges your thinking and leaves a lasting impact on your soul, Planescape Torment is the perfect choice. So there you have it, 15 isometric RPGs that deserve a spot on your playlist. Which ones have you already conquered, and which ones are you diving into next? Drop your favorites in the comment below, and hey, if you found a game of this lit that got your high racing, hit the like button, subscribe to the Live Action Man for more gaming adventures. Until next time, boys, peace out.